Hello and welcome to another Demis Hellen tutorial. We are taking a look at putting some hats and percussion into this track here. So I'm just going to play this loop through. Just let me know in the comments that if you think this track's going to be any good for release. We did it in the last video where we built the chords and the melody from scratch. So I've done a bit of laying out and this is like the final voyage off to the end. So I'll just mute these for a second. Here we go. Okay, so this is just its raw state at the moment. Just getting the layout and the sound kind of balanced nicely before I start throwing in atmospheric effects and all the other good stuff. So the next stage is to add the percussion in. So we have two hat loops here. As you can see, these are labelled 140 BPM and they're 133, so just in case you Cubase users don't know, if you go to Media and Pool window and just tick musical mode. So if you watch this loop here, it shrinks back to its original tempo of 140. And what that does is obviously stretch it to the right tempo of the project, which is 133, but if you was to shift that to 142, it'll still be in time. Okay, so, but we don't want that. We want that to be 133. There we are. Right, let's have a look at these loops. So we have this first one here where I've chopped the claps out. So it was originally just 2 bars of a loop, but this has been chopped down just into 1 bar and then removed the claps. So this is what we were dealing with. And before we had these claps in and one there, but I wasn't a fan of the claps. I didn't want those stock claps in there. And then the same for this one. I didn't want the claps in this one. But just before we move away from this, I've done a roll-off on the EQ. That's all that's happened there, so there's no processing. And then I've added a little bit of stereo delay just to fill those gaps in. So you can hear there's a little bit of a delay, and then everything else that starts happening around will fill those gaps and it won't sound anything like that. So this is the next loop. So again, we're in that position of it sounding a little bit strange. Just going to get rid of that. And we want that looping. And what I've done with the other one, and I'll show you here, is I've just rolled the volumes off just to stop any pops, clips, anything like that, because if there is a pop, it's going to take up a lot of headroom during your mix. I'm just going to do it there, even though these are pretty well mastered loops. Okay. So all it's doing is just lowering that volume to stop any clips and pops. From here, I'm going to add in some sounds straight from battery. So we're going to look at these open hats here. Just wait for my hard drive to wake up. And what we're going to do is we're going to fill in these gaps. So let's just find battery. Can we see it down the side here? There we are. So we're going to use that one, not for the reason you think it's going to be there for. And I like the sound of that one. It's got a bit too much bass on it. Just going to remove the bass up to 20 there. Okay. And then we're going to go, we're using the freshly squeezed samples here as well. So that's open hats. We want closed hats. I'll put this over here so you can see what it's going to be. We'll have that short hat there and we'll remove the bass. Okay, right, so now we're going to head into the claps. I'm just going to look for a clap. That one sounds okay. Let's just listen to this in context. Put these down here. Just turn the volume up a little bit. Okay, I'm tempted for this one up here. We'll have that one. And let's just check the percussion. Right, we'll deal with the percussion later because it's got to be in the same key as the track, so I'm not going to start messing around with that and holding up the video for that reason. And then we'll just get a crash. We'll just have that one. That'll do for now. All right. Right, so we've got hats, claps, and a crash. So we'll put the crash there. Right. So we're going to route all of these direct out to 3 and 4. And they can go to 5 and 6. All right, so heading over here to this, we're going to enable 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 so they appear on my mixer, and we are now going to mix these in. So battery is here. Let's make a lane. Right, and the trick is here just to build some simple patterns and let the hats do the more complex stuff. Okay, so let's just start with that rolling and offbeat hats. Okay, and we can have the crash, but I'm just going to take it off for now, so you can hear there. And we'll add the claps in. So we're using that symbol as a clap to add a little bit of white noise. Okay, so I'm starting to like that. There's a bit too much top end on that symbol, but we'll sort that out. Next thing we're going to do is quantize it and swing it to around 52-ish, because the rest of the track is. Jump in here. I'm just going to shorten these notes so they don't cut each other out. Okay. And then with these in, suddenly these gaps don't matter because we're starting to fill them in. Obviously the battery's a bit too loud, I'll just reduce the volume. Okay. Alright, so 3 and 4 we have. Yeah, we have the hats on there. So I'm just going to rename them hats. I'm just on the other screen doing the mixer things, but I'm going to let the plugins load on your side. So Pro Q. And oops, I think we just loaded version 1 of the plugin there. Just waiting. I think the music hard drive is on its way out. It's very, very slow at this moment in time. Right, so Pro Q3. Let's just do a roll off. Let's keep it nice and tight. Okay, so we'll do some transient shaping after. And let's analyze this. Pro Q3 again. Okay, so we've got a lot of top end detail there. So before I bother doing anything, let's go back to battery. Yep, it's definitely time to get a new hard drive. This ain't gonna last very long. Don't worry, guys. I have it backed up, so all is well there. Okay, so this one. Let's remove some of the top. That's quite nice. Just a bit more crisp. We can add some of the crisp back in after. just remove the bass there so it looks a bit tighter on the EQ. Alright, so that's reduced it a bit there. Let's just have a look. So I'm just going to put a bit of a boost here to emphasize that clap a little bit more. And we'll put a steep roll off on here, so that we'll do about 36. So there's a noticeable sound there. There. So we just want a little bit of top end, but not too much, and we're not clipping, so that is all good. So now together, we're getting there with the loops. Okay, sounding good. So they're working together okay, not brilliant, but first things first, let's have a listen to the context. Let's put this in with the track. And here we go. Okay, so it fits. It's a little bit OTT on the volume side of things. But let's just bring the mixer over so you can see. We are going to add a little bit of kickstart to this one to save time. We're going to use nice and tight. Like that, so just takes the edge off those rolling hats. We'll go for classic chain actually. No, I like that one better because the transients are coming through here. It's just that first one that's been squashed, whereas this, there is two being squashed just, so we'll use 3. So that's good. Again with the kickstart off. Just a little bit more control. This one's sounding a little bit dodgy. Okay, I've just turned glitch off. All that was happening on glitch was there was a gate on there. For some reason I can't click it. So gate there. I'm just going to leave that off for a second. Sounds a bit better. On its own, it was a little bit too wishy-washy, but that sounds okay. Okay, so let's just listen to the mix and then we'll balance them as it's playing. Okay, so this is the perfect time to test out Snare Buzz. It's something I downloaded. I have not even used this yet. It's a free plugin, and it's meant to make snares buzz. So let's see. So this is the first time using this, so let the shape come through. I don't hear any high passing. I do not hear anything happening on that. Okay, we'll skip that one. That was a bit of a fail. Let's use Lufticus, I think, for this one. I'm just trying to think through any other ones that we could use to add a little bit of bite. Moloch might be a little bit overkill at this stage. I think what we'll use is use Lufticus and a little bit of distortion on there. So we know from here that our clap is operating around the 1K to 1.5K. So let's add a little bit. So you can hear there's body added there. That's the low mids, not doing too much. That's just adding bass, so we're not going to use any of these. It looks like it's going to be the 640 for body and the top for a little bit of crisp. So let's listen to this in context. So it floats back into the background. Comes back. What I'm going to do is just trim that hat loop again off the top, because I don't want so much of the hiss to come through. So we'll just wait for my hard drive to wake back up. But it's definitely going the right way. It's going the way that I expect it to. Here we are. And we're also going to reshape this. Just bring that back up so I can hear it. That might be better. Alright, let's have a listen to this on its own. We need to get that clap right. Let's just listen without the boost on. So it definitely needs its boost there. We'll just go to 6 dB. So we're getting a plus 2 dB there. Okay, it's sounding okay. What we're going to do is add some reverb onto this. In fact, I think what will suit this is the Tal reverb that we looked at the other day. Tal reverb 2. Bit of delay. Turn the lows down. Just get rid of that low end. And again, in context. Okay, and then we're going to balance this out because we've added quite a bit of gain on there. Okay, and then whilst we're here, we are going to add on this Waves plugin. Want the punch to go to the sides. So what I'm doing is just forcing. Turn the output down there. Just adding a little bit of width onto it, just a tiny bit here with center. It's just increasing the outer edges of that delay, and then I think what we'll do with the clap, now you may have seen me do this before, to essentially smash it into mono, I'm just going to use the mid and side, which is all changed in here now, it's here. So side, I'm just going to remove the side detail from the lower end. Let's reset that, check the volume. Okay, so we are quite high. I'm going to drop that by 2 dB. So if you can hear now whilst it's off, the clap is very stereo, and you can see that I put stereo on it, but now I've just narrowed it down to the center audio. So this is the top detail that's going to be done. Okay, so it's more mono, more stereo, more mono. So only this bit is now in stereo. This is in the mono, so the hit of the clap will stay in the center. Okay. Let's just have a listen to these with the track. I'm just going to mute this channel. So I just want these to support, really. Okay, that's overall good. And what I do then is just send this to a bus channel and glue them together, just to make them a little bit more seamless. But apart from that, that is where it lands. So before we had, once this pops up, we had this and this and this. Okay, and added a little bit there. We haven't done anything to this loop really. Then the hats from battery have gone through just a little bit of processing, not too much. And then the clap, as you can hear, can't hear it at all now with that processing. And then we give it a little bit of presence. Alright, so that is the end of the tutorial. If you enjoyed the video, just hit the thumbs up. I don't tend to do too many of these percussion elements, but that is how it is going. I'm doing more stuff like this to make sure that I'm covering all the aspects, because I don't really tend to spend too much time on the percussion. I find it very boring, whereas I'd rather show you how a melody's created or do an arpeggio or something like that. Okay, so thank you very much for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, just let me know in the comments. Hit the like button, and also if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button to see my bi-weekly uploads, so 2 videos per week, and it's the March Marathon at the moment, so you'll see a video every single day throughout March. So, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.